Come home. I already did.
Your mother has come for you.
Yes.
Your mother? Lily, what did you bring here? Why?
Lower your weapons, because they are not here for Earth.
Gate activation beginning.
At 2:17 a.m., every light in Manhattan went out. 3 seconds later, every phone on Earth vibrated. One message appeared on millions of screens. We have come for the princess. Nobody knew what it meant. Then the sky opened. Above New York, a vast blue, white fracture spread across the clouds. One alien warship emerged. Then another. Then hundreds. Then thousands. They filled the sky until the stars disappeared behind an armada of enormous ships. At the center of the formation floated a vessel larger than anything humanity had ever built. The Queen had arrived. Inside the flagship stood Elena. She was over 7 feet tall, with fair ivory skin, long dark hair, amber gold eyes, and a delicate crystalline crown resting above her forehead. Her fitted ivory royal armor shimmered with champagne, gold details, while a blue gemstone glowed softly at the center of her chest. She did not look like a monster. She looked like a queen. That was worse. Because every civilization in the galaxy knew what happened when Queen Elena made a decision. Worlds surrendered. Armies disappeared. Cities became ruins. Tonight she had come for one person. Her daughter. A holographic image appeared beside her. Lily. 24 years old. Missing for 3 years. Elena had searched planets, moons, stations, and abandoned colonies for her. She had sent fleets into regions where entire civilizations refused to go. She had never accepted the official report that Lily was dead. Then 6 hours ago, a signal appeared. A Karian biological signature. On Earth. In New York. Elena looked at the image of her daughter. Begin the descent. The officer beside her swallowed. Your Majesty, Earth's defense network is responding. Let it. Should we issue a warning? Elena's golden eyes remained fixed on the planet. No. She paused. I did not cross half the galaxy to negotiate. 20 minutes earlier, Lily had been laughing. The little Brooklyn pizza shop was crowded despite the late hour. Warm lights glowed against red brick walls. Old photographs of New York covered the walls. The ovens hummed behind the counter, filling the room with the smell of tomato sauce, basil, and melted cheese. Daniel Carter carried a fresh pizza from the oven. Last one. Lily looked up. You said that 20 minutes ago. You ate 3 slices. I was hungry. You're always hungry. Lily smiled. Then stop making good pizza. Daniel laughed. You've been on Earth 3 years, and you still haven't learned that complaining about New York pizza is dangerous. Lily reached for a slice. It was enormous. Thin crust. Crisp edges. Melted mozzarella. She folded it carefully in half. For a moment she forgot who she was. She wasn't Princess Lily of the Karian Empire. She wasn't the daughter of the most feared woman in the galaxy. She was simply a young woman eating pizza in Brooklyn. Daniel watched her smile. You're thinking about it again. Lily stopped. Thinking about what? Home. She looked at him. You always know. Daniel leaned against the counter. You get that look. What look? The one where you're here, but your mind is somewhere very far away. Lily looked down at her pizza. I don't know if I remember what home feels like anymore. Daniel's expression softened. You do. She smiled faintly. You're very sure. Yeah. How? Because every time you talk about this place you smile. Lily looked around the shop. At the old photographs. At the families eating together. At the little handwritten notes customers had left behind. Then she looked at Daniel. You made it feel like home. Before he could answer, every light went out. The pizza shop felt completely dark. Outside, the entire street had gone black. Lily's smile disappeared. Daniel looked through the window. Power outage? Lily slowly stood. No. A low vibration rolled through the building. The glasses on the tables trembled. Someone screamed outside. Then a shadow passed over the window. Daniel looked upward. His face went pale. Lily. She already knew. The sky was filled with ships. Hundreds of them. Then thousands. They hovered above New York like a second night. Lily's fingers tightened around the pizza slice. Daniel turned toward her. You know them, she whispered. Yes. Who are they? Lily looked at the sky. My mother. Daniel stared. Your mother has an army? Lily shook her head. She has an empire. The restaurant suddenly became silent. Then every screen inside the shop flickered. A woman's face appeared. Elena. Her voice echoed through the building. Princess Lily. Lily froze. Your mother has come for you. Daniel looked at Lily. Okay. He took a breath. This seems like the part where we leave. Lily didn't move. I can't. Why? 'Cause if I run, she'll follow me. Daniel looked outside at the endless fleet. And if you stay? Lily's voice dropped. She might destroy everything. Daniel stared at her. You're telling me the woman outside can actually destroy Earth? Lily nodded. Daniel looked toward the pizza oven. Then toward the front door. Then back at Lily. That's unfortunate. Lily almost laughed. Daniel. What? You're not taking this seriously. I am. You don't look serious. I own a pizza shop. I've spent 10 years dealing with drunk customers at closing time. I'm emotionally prepared for almost anything. A massive sound interrupted him. The front doors opened. Queen Elena entered. 6 armored soldiers followed. The humans inside froze. Elena stepped beneath the warm lights. For a woman who had commanded fleets across the galaxy, she looked strangely out of place inside the tiny restaurant. Her ivory armor reflected the golden light. Her expression was controlled. Her eyes searched the room. Then she saw Lily. Everything stopped. 3 years. 3 years of searching. 3 years of grief. 3 years of believing she had failed her daughter. And there she was. Alive. Standing behind the pizza counter. Wearing an ordinary burgundy apron. Holding a half-eaten slice of New York pizza. Elena stared at her. Lily stared back. Neither spoke. Then, Elena whispered. Come home. Lily's eyes filled with tears. She shook her head. I already did. Queen's expression tightened. You are confused. No. You were taken from me. No. You were injured. Yes. You were alone. Yes. And these humans found you. Lily nodded. They did. Elena looked at Daniel. You kept my daughter hidden. Daniel swallowed. I protected her. You stole her. No. Daniel stepped forward. She stayed because she wanted to. The Queen's golden eyes narrowed. You expect me to believe my daughter chose humans over her own mother? Lily answered before Daniel could. I didn't choose them over you. Elena looked at her. I chose them when you weren't there. The words hit harder than any weapon. The Queen's expression changed. For a moment the ruler disappeared. Only the mother remained. Elena took one slow step toward Lily. Why didn't you come home? Lily looked down. Because I was afraid. Of me? Lily hesitated. Then nodded. Elena stopped. Daniel watched them silently. Lily's voice trembled. I thought you would make me go back to being someone I didn't want to be. You are my daughter. I know. You are a princess. I know. You have responsibilities. I know. Lily finally looked directly into her mother's eyes. But here nobody cared that I was a princess. She pointed toward Daniel. He didn't ask what I could give him. Daniel said quietly. She needed help. Lily continued. He gave me a room. She looked around the shop. These people gave me friends. Then she looked at the pizza in her hand. And this place gave me something I had never had before. Elena's voice softened. What? Lily smiled through her tears. Normal. For several seconds, the Queen said nothing. Then one of her soldiers received a transmission. He stepped forward. Your Majesty. Elena turned. The soldier activated a hologram. Commander Mark Vance appeared. His face was hard, his crimson eyes cold. Your Majesty, the princess has been located. I know. Then begin planetary sterilization. Elena's expression changed. No. Vance paused. The order came from the Imperial Council. I did not authorize it. You don't need to. Elena stared at him. Explain. Vance's voice became colder. Earth possesses something that must not survive. Lily suddenly went pale. Daniel noticed. He looked at her. What? Lily didn't answer. Elena noticed her reaction. What is beneath this building? Lily remained silent. Elena took a step closer. Lily. I don't know. That was not the truth. Lily looked toward the floor. Daniel's expression changed. Lily? She whispered. After my escape pod crashed, I found something. What? A chamber. Elena's eyes narrowed. What kind of chamber? Lily looked toward the basement door. I don't know. The floor beneath them suddenly trembled. Everyone froze. A deep pulse moved through the building. Once. Twice. Then blue light began leaking through the cracks beneath the floor. The pizza shop's warm lights flickered. Daniel stepped backward. What did you find? Lily looked at her mother. Fear returned to her face. The reason they came for Earth. Another pulse shook the building. Outside, thousands of alien ships powered up their weapons. Inside, the basement door slowly opened by itself. And something ancient began to awaken beneath the pizza shop. Eleanor reached for Lily's hand. This time, Lily did not pull away. The basement door opened by itself. Nobody moved. A soft blue light spilled across the pizza shop floor. Lily stared at it. Daniel slowly stepped in front of her. Queen Elena noticed. Move aside. Daniel did not move. Not until I know what is down there. One of Elena's guards raised his weapon. Lily lifted her hand. Wait. The guard stopped. Lily looked at the glowing doorway. I found it 3 years ago. Elena's eyes narrowed. You said you did not know what it was. I don't. Then what do you know? Lily took a breath. I know my escape pod crashed directly above it. The floor shook again. A low hum came from beneath the shop. Elena looked at Daniel. You knew about this? Daniel shook his head. I knew there was something strange under the building. You never investigated? I tried. And? Daniel gave a nervous smile. The basement door tried to remove my arm. Elena stared at him. Daniel shrugged. After that, I decided some mysteries were better left alone. Lily almost smiled. Then the blue light grew brighter. Queen's guards stepped toward the basement. Elena stopped them. No one enters until I understand what we are dealing with. A voice suddenly came through the communication system. Commander Mark Vance. Your Majesty, you must secure the artifact immediately. Elena looked up. You called it an artifact. Silence. You said Earth had forbidden technology. Another pause. You knew what was beneath this building before I did. Vance's expression remained calm. We received intelligence. From whom? Our scouts. Elena's eyes narrowed. You sent scouts to Earth before my fleet arrived. Yes. Why? Vance did not answer. Lily looked at her mother. Now you understand. Elena turned toward her. Understand what? He didn't come here to help you find me. The Queen's face hardened. He wanted you to come here. The room went silent. Vance's expression changed for the first time. Only slightly. But Elena noticed. Explain yourself, she ordered. Your Majesty, the princess has been with humans for 3 years. Her judgment is no longer reliable. Lily's eyes flashed. You still talk about me like I am a child. You are the heir to the Karian Empire. I was. You still are. No. Lily stepped forward. I gave that life away. Elena stared at her. You would give up an entire empire? I would give up a throne. Lily looked around the shop. I would not give up this. Daniel looked at her. He understood what she meant. It was not the pizza. It was not the shop. It was the people. The first time Lily had arrived on Earth, she had been barely alive. Her escape pod had crashed into an empty industrial lot during a storm. Daniel had found her near sunrise. He had been carrying boxes of flour to the shop when he heard a strange sound behind the building. He found a woman lying in broken metal. Her skin was pale blue. Her clothes were burned. She was bleeding. Daniel had stared at her for several seconds. Then she opened her eyes. She pointed a small weapon at him. Daniel raised both hands. Okay. He had looked at the weapon. Then at her. Whatever you are, you need a doctor. She had said something he could not understand. Daniel had called an ambulance. But when the ambulance arrived, Lily panicked. She had grabbed his sleeve. Please. It was the first English word she ever spoke to him. Daniel had looked at her frightened face. Then he had lied to the paramedics. He told them the crash was an electrical accident. He took her to the empty room above his shop instead. For weeks, she could barely walk. For months, she barely spoke. Daniel never asked her where she came from. He only asked what she needed. Food. Water. A place to sleep. Time. Eventually, Lily told him the truth. She was an alien. She was a princess. Her mother was a queen. And her mother had ordered the destruction of a human colony. Lily had refused to take part. That was why she had escaped. Daniel had listened. Then he had handed her a slice of pizza. You still need to eat. Lily had stared at him. After I tell you I am an alien princess. Daniel had shrugged. You can be an alien princess tomorrow. He had pointed at the pizza. Tonight you are hungry. That was the moment Lily began to trust him. Now, 3 years later, Queen Elena stood in the same shop. She looked around slowly. She saw the photographs. One showed Lily standing beside Daniel on the day they opened the shop's new oven. Another showed Lily laughing with a group of local children. Another showed her wearing a birthday crown made from a pizza box. Elena stopped at that photograph. Her daughter was smiling. Not the polite smile Lily had worn during royal ceremonies. A real smile. Elena reached toward the picture. You were happy. Lily's voice softened. Yes. Without me. Lily looked down. I was happy with you too. Elena turned. Then why did you never return? Lily hesitated. Because I knew what would happen. What? You would take me back. I would protect you. You would control me. Elena's expression tightened. I am your mother. I know. I was protecting you. You were protecting the princess. Elena went silent. Lily continued. You never asked what Lily wanted. The words hurt. But Elena did not defend herself. For the first time, she seemed to understand that the daughter she had searched for was not the same girl who had disappeared. Lily had grown. And Elena had missed it. A loud explosion shook the building. The windows rattled. People outside screamed. Elena turned toward the street. One of the alien ships had fired a warning shot into the sky. Daniel looked outside. Your soldiers are getting nervous. Elena looked at the fleet. They are waiting for my command. Then tell them to stop. I will. Elena opened a communication channel. All ships hold position. Her commanders responded. Your Majesty? I said hold. The weapons powering up above New York went silent. The humans inside the shop slowly relaxed. Daniel looked at Elena. You could have destroyed us already. Yes. Why didn't you? Elena looked at Lily. Because I came here to take my daughter home. Daniel nodded. And if she refuses? Elena's eyes remained on Lily. Then I need to understand why. A strange expression crossed Lily's face. Hope. But it disappeared quickly. Because the basement began to shake again. The blue light became brighter. A deep sound rolled through the floor. Then the communication system activated by itself. A voice came through. Not Vance. Not Elena. Not human. Something old. Something mechanical. Access confirmed. Everyone froze. Elena looked at Lily. What is that? Lily shook her head. I don't know. The voice continued. Royal blood detected. Elena stepped toward the basement. The voice spoke again. Gate system preparing for activation. The Queen stopped. Gate system? Lily looked at her. Mother? Elena's face had gone pale. She knew what those words meant. The Karian Empire had searched for the ancient gate system for centuries. If the stories were true, the gates could connect thousands of distant worlds. They could move entire fleets across the galaxy in seconds. They could change the balance of power forever. Elena whispered. The heart of Orion. Lily looked confused. You know it? Every ruler in the galaxy knows the name. Daniel looked between them. That sounds bad. Elena did not answer. Her eyes remained fixed on the glowing basement. Vance's voice suddenly returned through the communication system. Your Majesty. Elena turned. His face appeared again. This time there was no surprise in his expression. Only satisfaction. He knew. He had always known. Elena's voice became cold. You knew what this was. Vance smiled. I knew you would find it. And you sent me here. Yes. Why? Because only the Queen can open the heart. Elena's eyes hardened. You used me. I used the Empire. He leaned closer to the hologram. The galaxy belongs to whoever controls the gates. Lily stepped forward. You want the heart. Vance smiled. I want what your mother has spent her life protecting. Elena looked at her daughter. Then at the glowing chamber. Then back at the commander. You will not have it. Vance laughed. You still think you are in control. The transmission ended. Outside, the alien fleet suddenly changed formation. Weapons turned away from Earth. They turned toward Elena's flagship. Daniel stared through the window. Those ships aren't following you anymore. Elena said nothing. Lily slowly reached for her mother's hand. The Queen looked down. For 3 years she had searched the galaxy for her daughter. Now she had finally found her. But the moment they found each other, the Empire had turned against them. Elena closed her fingers around Lily's hand. This time, she did not order her daughter to come home. She simply held on. Then the floor beneath the pizza shop split open. A brilliant blue light flooded the room. And far below them, something ancient opened its eyes. The floor opened beneath them. Blue light flooded the pizza shop. Daniel grabbed the edge of the counter as the building shook. Plates fell from the tables. The oven rattled. Outside, alien ships moved across the sky. Lily stood completely still. Queen Elena stared into the glowing chamber. She had seen ancient Karian ruins before. She had seen weapons that could destroy moons. She had seen technology that could bend gravity. But she had never seen anything like this. A long staircase descended beneath the shop. Its walls were smooth and silver, covered with strange symbols that slowly came alive as the three of them watched. Daniel looked at Lily. You said you found this 3 years ago? Yes. And you never told me it could do that? I didn't know it could. Another pulse of blue light moved through the chamber. The symbols changed. Then a voice filled the room. Royal blood detected. Elena stepped forward. The voice continued. Bloodline confirmed. Lily looked at her mother. What does that mean? Elena did not answer. She was looking at the walls. She knew those symbols. They belonged to the first builders. A civilization that had disappeared thousands of years before the Karian Empire existed. Every Karian child learned their story. The first builders had created the ancient gates. Then they vanished. No one knew why. Some believed they had destroyed themselves. Others believed they had left the galaxy. But one thing was certain. Their technology had never been found. Until now. Daniel looked at Elena. You know what this is? The Queen nodded slowly. It is a gate chamber. A gate to where? Anywhere. Daniel stared at her. That is not a comforting answer. Elena stepped onto the first stair. Lily grabbed her arm. Wait. Elena looked back. You don't know what is down there. I know enough. No. Lily shook her head. You don't understand. Elena stopped. Lily's voice became quiet. When I first woke up after the crash, I could hear something. What? A voice. Daniel looked at her. You never told me that. I was afraid. What did it say? Lily looked into the glowing chamber. It said my name. Elena's expression changed. What else? Told me to open the door. Elena looked at the chamber again. Did you? No. Why? Because I heard something on the other side. Daniel frowned. What? Lily swallowed. People. A silence filled the shop. Daniel looked down the stairs. People? Voices. Human? I don't know. Elena walked down another step. Why did you leave it closed? Lily followed. Because every time I touched the door I felt something. What? Fear. Elena stopped. The queen looked at her daughter. You were afraid of what was behind it. Lily nodded. And now it is awake. The voice returned. Gate system ready. The chamber changed. A large circle appeared at the bottom of the stairs. Blue light gathered inside it. Then the circle became a window. Not a reflection. A real place. A distant world appeared on the other side. Green mountains. Silver oceans. 3 moons hanging in a bright sky. Daniel stared. That's another planet. Elena nodded. Lily stepped closer. The view changed. The planet disappeared. Another world appeared. Then another. Then another. Thousands of locations flashed across the gate. Elena whispered. The ancient network. Daniel looked at her. How many worlds? Thousands. That's a lot of neighbors. Lily almost smiled. But then the gate stopped. A dark planet appeared. Its surface was covered with enormous structures. Elena's face became pale. No. Daniel noticed. What? Elena stepped backward. That world was destroyed. What world? The capital of the first builders. Lily stared at the image. You said they disappeared. They did. Then why is their city still there? Elena had no answer. The gate suddenly focused on one enormous building. A tower surrounded by blue light. At its center was a symbol. The same symbol appeared on Lily's wrist. Lily gasped. Daniel saw it. What is that? Lily looked at her arm. A small silver mark had appeared beneath her skin. Elena took her hand. That is not a mark. What is it? A key. Lily pulled her hand away. A key to what? The gate. Before Elena could explain, every ship outside the pizza shop began moving. Daniel looked through the window. The alien fleet was changing formation. Your ships are moving again. Elena turned toward the window. Her face hardened. A communication appeared. Mark Vance. Your Majesty. Elena stared at him. You lied to me. Vance smiled. I gave you the truth you needed. You knew this was beneath Earth. Yes. You knew Lily could open it. Yes. And you brought my fleet here because of this. Yes. Elena's voice became colder. You used my daughter. Vance did not deny it. She is the key to a power that can change the galaxy. Lily stepped toward the transmission. I am not a key. Vance looked at her. You are more than that. His voice became almost respectful. You are the only person alive who can control the ancient gates. Lily shook her head. I don't want them. You do not understand what you could become. I understand exactly what I don't want to become. Vance's expression hardened. You could rule every world. Lily looked at her mother. Then at Daniel. No. Vance laughed. You would rather sell pizza? Daniel raised an eyebrow. It's a pretty good pizza. Vance ignored him. Your mother could have ruled the galaxy. Lily looked at Elena. And what did it cost her? The queen said nothing. Vance's face became colder. Your mother became powerful because she understood one simple truth. What truth? People obey fear. Lily shook her head. No. She looked around the shop. People stay where they feel safe. For a moment Vance had no answer. Then the transmission ended. The gate began to shake. Elena turned toward the glowing circle. What is happening? The voice answered. External command detected. Daniel looked at Elena. Can someone else control it? Yes. Who? Elena looked toward the window. Mark. The Queen stepped forward. Shut it down. The chamber did not respond. System override. Nothing. Royal command. Nothing. Elena looked at Lily. Try. Lily stared at the gate. I don't know how. You opened it once. I was afraid. You still are. Lily looked at her mother. Yes. Elena moved closer. Then be afraid. Lily stared at her. What? You do not need to stop being afraid. Elena reached for her hand. You only need to decide what matters more. Lily looked toward Daniel. He gave her a small nod. She stepped toward the gate. The blue light grew brighter. The mark on her wrist began to glow. The symbols on the walls activated one after another. Then something appeared inside the gate. A fleet. Not carrion. Not human. Thousands of ancient ships were waiting on the other side. Daniel stared. Those ships look old. Elena shook her head. They're not old. What? They are waiting. Lily looked at the endless fleet. For what? Elena's face became pale. For someone to open the gate. The first ancient ship moved. Then another. Then thousands. They began crossing into Earth's sky. Every person in the pizza shop stared upward. The alien ships above New York turned toward them. For a few seconds, nothing happened. Then every ancient ship activated its lights. The entire sky became blue. Elena looked at Lily. Close it. I can't. Lily. I can't. The gate pulsed again. A voice came from the other side. Not the old machine. Not Vance. A living voice. A woman's voice. Soft. Clear. And terrified. Please. Lily froze. The voice continued. Don't close the gate. Elena stepped closer. Who are you? There was a pause. Then the answer came. I am the last daughter of the first builders. Lily stared into the gate. The woman continued. And your mother is not the only one who came to Earth for me. Elena's eyes widened. What did you say? The voice became weaker. They are already here. The lights in the pizza shop suddenly went out. Outside, every alien ship stopped moving. Then something enormous appeared above New York. Not a Carian warship. Not one of the ancient ships. Something neither humanity nor the Carian Empire had ever seen. Daniel slowly looked upward. What is that? Elena stared at the sky. For the first time, the Queen looked truly afraid. It found us. And deep beneath the pizza shop, the heart of Orion began to open the final gate. The blue light beneath the pizza shop suddenly faded. For one quiet second, nobody moved. Then the heart of Orion spoke again. Royal blood confirmed. Lily stared at the glowing device. Queen Elena stepped closer. What does it want? The answer came from the chamber. Command access. Lily looked at her mother. Elena understood immediately. The heart responds to the royal bloodline. Daniel looked between them. So Lily can control it? Possibly. A voice came through the communication system. Mark Vance. Not possibly. His hologram appeared above the counter. She can. Elena's eyes narrowed. You knew. I knew enough. You brought my fleet here because of her. Mark smiled. I brought your fleet here because you would never have come for the heart willingly. Lily stepped forward. You used my mother. I used the Queen. She is your ruler. She was. The words silenced the room. Elena stared at the hologram. You are challenging my authority? Mark's smile disappeared. I am correcting your mistake. The Queen's expression hardened. What mistake? You spent 3 years searching for your daughter. You should have been preparing for war. Mark continued. You found her, and now you are allowing humans to influence you. Lily looked at Elena. Don't listen to him. Mark turned toward her. You are the reason the Empire is weak. Daniel stepped between them. That's enough. Mark laughed. You are a human shopkeeper. Daniel shrugged. And you're talking to me through a floating screen. A few humans nearby almost smiled. Mark's expression darkened. Then every alien ship outside the window moved. The fleet changed formation. Elena looked toward the sky. Mark. Yes, Your Majesty? Why are my ships moving? Because I gave the order. You do not command my fleet. I do now. The lights of thousands of ships turned from white to red. Weapons began charging. Humans inside the pizza shop backed away from the windows. Daniel looked at Elena. Tell them to stop. Elena raised her hand. All Karian ships stand down. Nothing happened. He tried again. Obey your queen. Still nothing. Mark smiled. The command system has been transferred. Elena's face became still. How? While you were searching for Lily, I spent 3 years preparing. He stepped closer to the hologram. 3 years preparing for the day you found her. Lily looked at her mother. You trusted him. Elena looked down. Yes. It was the first time Lily had heard regret in her mother's voice. Mark continued. Give me the heart of Orion. No. Then Earth dies. Lily stepped forward. I will open it. Elena turned toward her. No. If I don't, he will attack. And if you do, he will control the gates. Lily looked at the glowing heart. What happens if we destroy it? Elena's expression changed. We cannot. Why? Because it is connected to every active gate. Daniel understood. If the heart is destroyed, the gates could collapse. How many people are on the other side? Millions. Daniel looked at Lily. So we can't destroy it. Elena nodded. And we cannot give it to Mark. Lily's voice became quiet. Then what do we do? Elena looked at her daughter. For the first time, Lily did not see the queen. She saw her mother. A woman who had no answer. The floor shook. A distant explosion lit the windows. Mark's voice returned. You have 5 minutes. Elena looked toward the sky. 5 minutes for what? For Earth to surrender. Another explosion followed. A human building across the street lost part of its roof. People screamed. Daniel ran toward the door. Elena caught his arm. Where are you going? To help them. You cannot fight my fleet. Daniel looked at her. I don't have to. Pointed toward the people inside the shop. Neither do they. The humans were already moving. One woman grabbed the emergency medical kit. Another began helping an injured customer. Daniel's employees started turning the restaurant into a shelter. Someone brought water. Someone else carried blankets from upstairs. A delivery driver ran inside with a radio. The aliens outside had an army. Humans had something different. They had each other. Lily watched them. Then she looked at her mother. This is why I stayed. Elena looked around. No one was kneeling. No one was begging. They were simply helping one another. She remembered her own empire. People obeyed because they were afraid. Here people helped because they cared. The difference was suddenly impossible to ignore. Elena looked at Lily. You chose this. Yes. You chose humans. I chose a place where I could be myself. Elena's eyes filled with emotion. I thought I was protecting you. I know. I thought if I made you strong enough, nothing could hurt you. Lily stepped closer. You made me afraid to disappoint you. Elena looked away. The words hurt because they were true. Then Mark interrupted them. Your Majesty. Elena looked toward the hologram. You have 2 minutes. Mark's face showed confidence. You will surrender the heart. Elena looked at him. No. His expression changed. You will destroy Earth. No. Then your daughter dies with the planet. Elena stepped forward. You misunderstand something. Mark stared at her. You spent 3 years studying my empire. She looked toward Lily. But you never understood me. Mark laughed. You are a queen. Elena shook her head. I am her mother. She pointed toward Lily. And that is the one thing you forgot to fear. Mark's expression hardened. Open the heart. Elena raised her hand. The guards aimed their weapons. Not at Lily. Not at Daniel. At Mark's hologram. Mark stared. What are you doing? Taking back my fleet. You cannot. Elena looked toward the sky. Every ship still has one command authority you forgot about. Mark's face went pale. Your Majesty, don't. Elena spoke clearly. Royal command, override all unauthorized orders. Nothing happened. For one terrible second, silence filled the shop. Then one Karian ship turned. Its weapons powered down. Another followed. Then 10. Then 100. Mark stared in disbelief. You are choosing humans? Elena looked at Lily. Yes. The sky began changing. One by one, Karian ships stopped targeting New York. Some moved between Earth and Mark's forces. Others turned their weapons toward the Imperial command ships. Mark's face twisted with rage. You would betray your own empire for her? Elena answered calmly. No. She looked at Lily. I am finally choosing my family. Mark ended the transmission. The room fell silent. Lily walked toward her mother. For a moment neither spoke. Then Lily reached for Elena's hand. Elena took it. Daniel watched them. Outside, the sky was no longer filled with weapons aimed at Earth. Now the Karian fleet was divided. Half remained loyal to Mark. Half had followed their queen. And Mark had one final advantage. His remaining fleet was larger. Much larger. Daniel looked through the window. How many ships does he have? Elena answered quietly. Enough to destroy every major city on Earth. Daniel looked at the people sheltering inside his pizza shop. Then, at Lily. Then, at Elena. He took a breath. Then I guess we better give him a reason not to. Elena looked at him. What do you have in mind? Daniel smiled. For starters, New York doesn't surrender. Outside, the first enemy warships began descending. The city lights flickered beneath them. Lily squeezed her mother's hand. Elena looked at her daughter. This time she did not tell Lily to run. She stood beside her. And together they watched the sky prepare for war. The first warship came down through the clouds. It was so large that its shadow covered half of Brooklyn. People in the streets looked up as its weapons opened. Then the sky flashed white. A beam struck 3 blocks away. Windows exploded. Cars lifted from the street. The pizza shop shook so hard that Lily fell against the counter. Daniel caught her. Are you hurt? I'm okay. Another blast hit. This time the front windows cracked. Queen Elena turned toward the street. Everyone away from the glass. The humans moved. Some screamed. Some froze. Daniel shouted instructions. Get the injured into the back room. 2 workers began moving tables. Outside, New York was changing by the second. Alien ships filled the sky. Human helicopters tried to reach the attackers and were pushed back by energy shields. Police cars blocked intersections. Fire trucks moved toward damaged buildings. People carried strangers away from burning streets. Daniel watched through the broken window. They're not running. Elena looked at him. They should. Daniel shook his head. This is New York. He gave a tired smile. People here do not run easily. A distant explosion shook the building. Elena looked toward Lily. Stay here. Lily shook her head. No. You cannot fight a fleet. I can use the heart. Elena's expression changed. That is exactly what Mark wants. Then we use it against him. No. Mother. Elena stepped closer. I will not let him use you. Lily looked at her. You are trying to protect me again. Yes. And what if protecting me means letting everyone else die? Elena had no answer. The heart of Orion glowed behind them. Blue symbols moved across its surface. It was responding to Lily. Daniel looked at the device. Maybe it does not have to be a weapon. Elena turned. What do you mean? Mark wants control of the gates. Yes. So give the gates something else. Lily looked at Daniel. What? Protection. Elena stared at him. You think the heart can create a shield? I do not know. Daniel pointed toward Lily. But it reacts to her. Lily stepped toward the heart. I can feel it. What does it feel like? Like it is waiting. For what? Lily looked at her mother. For me to decide. Another explosion shook the shop. Mark Vance appeared on every remaining screen. His face was calm. Queen Elena. Elena looked at him. Stop your attack. No. You are killing civilians. They are obstacles. They are innocent. They are protecting you. Mark's eyes moved toward Lily. That is why the princess must be taken alive. Lily stepped closer to the screen. You will not take me. Mark smiled. You still believe your mother can protect you. Lily looked at Elena. She can. Mark laughed. You have no idea how many ships I control. Elena answered. Enough. What? You control enough ships to frighten people. She stepped forward. But not enough to control everyone. Behind Elena, several Karian soldiers lowered their weapons. A young Karian officer stepped forward. Your Majesty. Elena looked at him. My unit follows you. Mark's face hardened. Return to your posts. The officer ignored him. We swore loyalty to the Queen. More soldiers moved behind Elena. Mark stared at them. You will obey the Empire. The officer answered. The Queen is the Empire. The transmission ended. Elena looked toward the sky. Not enough. Daniel looked around the shop. Then we will have to make enough. He walked toward the door. Lily followed. Elena stopped her. Where are you going? To help. You are not a soldier. Neither are the people outside. Daniel opened the door. The street was filled with smoke. A damaged city bus had stopped near the corner. Several people were trapped inside. Daniel ran toward it. Lily followed. Elena hesitated for 1 second. Then she followed them. She lifted the broken side of the bus with one hand. Humans pulled the injured passengers free. Then another explosion sounded. Elena stood. The battle was getting closer. Lily felt the heart calling again. She looked back toward the pizza shop. I need to go. Elena nodded. I am coming with you. Daniel looked at them. I am coming too. Elena frowned. You could die. Daniel shrugged. So could you. Lily smiled. See why I like him. Elena looked at Daniel. For the first time there was warmth in her eyes. I understand. They returned to the shop. The heart was glowing brighter than before. Lily placed her hand above it. Blue light moved through the room. The ancient symbols formed a circle around her. Elena stepped beside her. What do you see? Lily closed her eyes. The gates. How many? Thousands. Can you control them? I think so. A deep mechanical hum filled the room. Mark's hologram appeared again. You finally understand. His voice was calm. You cannot win. Elena turned. What did you do? I linked my fleet to the heart. Lily's face went pale. What? Mark smiled. Every ship I control is now connected to the gate network. Daniel stepped forward. So if Lily uses the heart, her power becomes mine. Elena's expression hardened. You planned this from the beginning. Yes. You never wanted the planet. No. Mark looked at Lily. I wanted the gates. Lily whispered. And you needed me. Exactly. Mark's smile disappeared. Open the heart. No. Then I destroy New York. A massive explosion appeared outside the window. The Brooklyn skyline shook. Lily flinched. Mark continued. Open it or another city falls. Daniel looked at Lily. Do not listen to him. What if he does it? He will. Daniel took Lily's hand. But that does not mean we give him what he wants. Lily looked at him. What can we do? Daniel looked at the heart. You said it is waiting for you. Yes. Then maybe you are thinking about it wrong. Elena turned. What do you mean? The heart is not waiting for a command. Daniel looked at Lily. It is waiting for a choice. Lily stared at the glowing device. He understood. The heart was not asking her to control the gates. It was asking her what she wanted to protect. She placed both hands on the device. The entire room filled with light. Every symbol changed. The alien fleet outside suddenly stopped. Mark's eyes widened. What did you do? Lily looked at him. I chose. The heart released a wave of blue energy. It spread through the city. Then across the planet. A massive shield appeared around Earth. Alien weapons struck it. The shield held. Humanity stared upward. For the first time that night, the enemy fleet stopped advancing. Mark's face twisted with disbelief. That is impossible. Elena looked at Lily. No. She smiled through tears. That is my daughter. The shield began to crack. One line. Then another. Daniel looked up. How long? Lily's voice was barely a whisper. Not long. Elena looked at the sky. Thousands of enemy ships were gathering above New York. Mark's largest warship moved to the front. Its weapons began charging. Elena reached for Lily's hand. Daniel stood beside them. Outside, humanity waited. Above them, an alien fleet prepared its final attack. Then every radio on Earth came alive. A human voice spoke. Not an alien. Not a queen. A firefighter. New York is still standing. Another voice answered. Chicago is still standing. Then another. Los Angeles is still standing. Across the world, human voices began answering. One city after another. Still standing. Lily looked at the lights appearing across the heart. Thousands of human signals were connecting to it. Daniel stared. What is happening? Lily smiled. Humanity is answering. The shield grew brighter. Elena looked toward the sky. Mark gave the order. Fire everything. Thousands of alien weapons charged at once. Lily held her mother's hand. Daniel stood beside them. And above Earth, the entire Karian fleet opened fire. The sky turned white. Thousands of weapons struck the shield at the same time. Lily screamed as the heart of Orion shook beneath her hands. The shield cracked. A thin line of blue light split across the sky. Then another. It is breaking. Lily could barely breathe. I know. Queen Elena stood beside her. Look at me. Lily turned. You cannot hold this alone. If I stop, they will reach the city. Then do not stop. Elena placed both hands over Lily's. We hold it together. Daniel stepped toward them. What can I do? Lily looked at him. Keep everyone moving. Daniel nodded. He turned toward the people sheltering around the plaza. Everyone who can walk moved toward the subway entrance. People helped one another. Doctors treated the injured, firefighters carried children, and restaurant workers brought food and water. Nobody waited for someone else to save them. Above them, Mark Vance watched from his command ship. The shield was still standing. His officers looked nervous. Commander, the shield is adapting. Mark stared at the planet. Impossible. It is using the heart. Then increase the attack. We are already using every weapon. Mark's jaw tightened. Then use the fleet reserve. An officer hesitated. That could damage our own ships. Do it. Thousands of reserve weapons activated. The sky filled with light again. The shield shook. Lily cried out. Elena held her tighter. Say with me. I am trying. You are stronger than you think. Lily looked at her mother. You never used to say that. Elena looked at her. I was afraid. The shield cracked again. Daniel looked up. We need another plan. Elena looked toward the heart. There may be one. Lily looked at her. What? The heart is connected to the fleet. So? If we can reverse the connection, the weapons will turn against the ships controlling them. Daniel understood. Can you do that? Elena shook her head. Not alone. Lily looked at the heart. Then we do it together. Elena nodded. Lily placed both hands on the glowing device. Elena placed her hands over Lily's. Daniel stepped closer. What do you need? Lily looked at him. Something human. Daniel frowned. What does that mean? I do not know. Then she remembered. The first night she had stayed above the pizza shop. She had been afraid. She had expected Daniel to ask questions. Instead, he had brought her food. A simple slice of pizza. He had placed it in front of her and said that she did not need to explain anything yet. Lily smiled. Trust. Daniel understood. You need trust. Yes. He reached for Lily's hand. Elena took her other hand. For a moment, the three of them stood together. A human. An alien princess. A queen. The heart of Orion reacted. The blue energy changed. It moved outward in a perfect circle. Across the sky, the shield stopped cracking. Then it began repairing itself. Mark stared at the readings. What happened? His officers looked confused. The shield is getting stronger. Impossible. It is reversing the energy flow. Mark stood. Cut the connection. We cannot. Why? The heart has locked us out. Mark's face went pale. Then destroy the heart. An officer hesitated. If we destroy it, the gate network could collapse. Do it. The officer looked at him. That could kill millions. Mark's voice became cold. I did not ask for your opinion. The order was sent. One of the largest Imperial ships moved forward. Its weapons charged. Elena saw it. Mark is going to destroy the heart. Lily looked at the sky. We cannot let him. Elena turned toward her soldiers. All loyal Karian ships, protect the heart. Hundreds of ships moved. They formed a wall between Earth and Mark's flagship. Mark's remaining fleet opened fire. The sky erupted as Karian ships collided and blue and gold energy crossed the clouds. Daniel looked upward. Your people are fighting each other. Elena watched silently. They are fighting for a choice. Then a Karian ship broke through the enemy line. It was badly damaged. Its pilot sent one final message. For the Queen. The ship crashed into Mark's command vessel. The explosion lit the sky. Mark's flagship lost power. His weapon shut down. The remaining Imperial ships stopped. Silence spread across the battlefield. Elena looked at the heart. Lily. Lily opened her eyes. I can feel him. Mark? Yes. He is afraid. Elena looked toward the sky. Mark's command ship was falling. His remaining soldiers had surrendered. The Queen opened a communication channel. Mark Vance, surrender your command. His voice came through. You think you have won? Elena answered. No. She looked at Lily. We chose not to become you. Mark said nothing. Then his transmission ended. The last Imperial weapons powered down. For the first time since the invasion began, the sky became quiet. The alien fleet remained above Earth. But no weapons were firing. No alarm sounded. No orders came. The war was over. They stayed together. 3 hours later, the sun began rising over New York. Smoke drifted between damaged buildings, but the city was alive. The city endured. People stood outside and looked toward the sky. The alien ships were still there. But now they were peaceful. Human rescue teams worked beside Karian soldiers carrying supplies and treating the wounded together. Daniel returned to the damaged pizza shop. The front window was broken, one wall had cracked, and half the tables were damaged. He looked around. Could have been worse. Lily smiled. You lost the oven. Daniel stared at the destroyed oven. That was my favorite oven. Lily laughed. Elena walked into the shop. She was no longer surrounded by guards. She was simply Elena. A mother. She looked at the damaged restaurant. I will replace everything. Daniel shook his head. You do not have to. I destroyed your shop. You did not. My fleet did. And your fleet is paying for it? Elena nodded. Daniel smiled. Then we have a deal. Daniel pulled a fresh pizza from the new temporary oven. He placed a slice in front of Elena. The Queen studied it carefully. She picked it up. Lily watched her. Elena took one bite. She stopped. Daniel waited. Well? Elena looked at her daughter. Then at Daniel. Then at the pizza. I understand. Elena reached across the table and took her daughter's hand. I am sorry. Lily squeezed her hand. I know. I should have listened. I know. I was so afraid of losing you that I forgot you were never mine to control. Lily smiled through her tears. I am still your daughter. Elena smiled. That is all I ever wanted. A queen had come to Earth expecting to find a stolen princess. Instead, she found a daughter who had discovered a home. And in a small pizza shop in Brooklyn, the most feared woman in the galaxy sat beside her daughter and ate her first slice of New York-style pizza. Daniel looked at them. So? Elena took another bite. It needs more cheese. Daniel stared at her. Lily burst out laughing. That is definitely my mother. And for the first time in 3 years, Lily laughed without looking over her shoulder. She was home.